Hi, welcome to Math Zone. In this video, I am going to teach you how to multiply and divide fractions. But before that, make sure that you have watched my tutorial on how to add and subtract fractions and the tricks how to solve faster. Multiplying fractions is done when a fraction is further divided into smaller parts, and these smaller parts are chosen. In the first example, we have a given fraction of 1/2, which refers to half a slice of the whole pizza. But let's say the pizza is further divided into two. The question would be, what is 1/2 of 1/2? Or, what is 1/2 divided by 2? We know that one slice of the pizza is now 1/4 of the whole pizza, which is the answer to our equation for 1/2 of 1/2, or 1/2 divided by 2. But how do we come up with that answer? 1/2 of 1/2 is equivalent to 1/2 times 1/2. When multiplying fractions, simply multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. Therefore, the answer is 1/4. That's how we come up with that answer. We can try the other equation I mentioned earlier. That is 1/2 divided by 2, because half the slice of the pizza is divided by 2. To divide a fraction, reciprocate the divisor or the second fraction and change the operation into multiplication, because we know multiplication is the inverse or opposite of division, and this is exactly what we are doing with our equation. We will inverse it to multiplication. So 1/2 divided by 2, just leave 1/2 as it is, change division into multiplication, then reciprocate or inverse 2. 2 is a whole number, and whole numbers always have a denominator of 1. So when we reciprocate 2, it's gonna be 1 over 2, or 1/2. Now we have a new equation of 1/2 times 1/2. And as I taught earlier, just multiply the numerators and multiply the denominator. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. So the answer is still gonna be 1/4. Here's another example. What is 1/4 of the cake divided by 2? The equation for this is gonna be 1/4 divided by 2. When dividing fraction, just remember 3 steps. Copy the first fraction, change the division sign into multiplication, and flip or inverse the second fraction. Now we have 1/4 times 1/2. And when multiplying fraction, just multiply the numerators and the denominators. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 2 is 8. The answer is 1/8. To explain it, this part or fraction of the cake, which is 1/4, is further divided by 2. Now one piece of it is already 1/8 part of the whole cake. Now that you have understood the concept, let's try and solve more difficult problems. And here we have a mixed number multiplied to a fraction. So that's 2 and 2/3 multiplied to 5 over 12. We need to transform or convert a mixed number into improper fraction first. And to do that, we simply multiply 3 or the denominator to the whole number. So that's 3 times 2, and add the numerator. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2, that's 8. So that's gonna be 8 over 3. So 2 and 2/3 when converted to mixed or to improper fraction is gonna be 8 over 3. Now copy the second fraction, so that's 5/12. We have a new equation here of 8/3 multiplied to 5/12. And in here, I'm gonna introduce you to a new or different method when multiplying fractions. We call this cancellation. So when doing cancellation, we simply find common numbers that can divide the numerator of the first fraction and the denominator of the second fraction. We also find a common number that can divide the denominator of the first fraction and the numerator of the second fraction. So notice in our equation here that 8 and 12 can be divided by either 2 or 4. But 4 is the highest number, so we divide them by 4. So 8 over 3 multiplied to 5 over 12. So we cancel these numbers. We divide it by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Again, this method is called cancellation. Now we can multiply them. 2 times 5, which is 10. And 3 times 3, which is 9. This is still in improper fraction, so we need to convert this back to mixed number. When converting improper fraction to mixed number, simply divide the numerator by its denominator. So 10 divided by 9 is 1. 1 times 9 is 9. So 10 minus 9 is 1. The 1 here is going to be our whole number, and the remainder is going to be our numerator. 9 is still going to be the denominator. So this is already our answer, our final answer. Now let's say we didn't do cancellation here. Let's say we just multiplied 8 by 5. Let me erase it here. Oh, I can just answer it here. So 8 times 5 is 40 over 3 times 12, that is 36. So again, simplify the fraction. So what number can divide 40 and 36? That's gonna be 4. So 40 divided by 4 is 10. Thirty-six divided by 4 is 9. We still arrive with the same number. But with the help of cancellation, we minimized the process of simplifying the fraction or the answer by canceling the main equation. So we canceled 8 and 12. Okay, so this is just like finding the shortcut in finding the answer. I mean, it's like a shortcut in finding the answer. Okay, let's try another problem. Now we have 6/11 divided by 2/3. This is division of fractions. So again, just remember the 3 steps. First, copy the first fraction. So that's 6/11. Then change division sign to multiplication. So that's multiplication sign here. And invert or flip the second fraction. So flip 2/3. 3 is going to be the new numerator and 2 is going to be the denominator. So we just flipped it. Now we have a new equation of 6/11 multiplied to 3/2. Still, we can apply, this is multiplication of fractions, we can still apply cancellation. So that's cancel that we need to find a number that can divide 2 and 6 or 3 and 11. For 3 and 11, there's no number that can divide on these numbers, that you can divide on these numbers. But for 6 and 2, we can still divide this by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now 3 times 3 is 9, and 11 times 1 is 11. Let's check again by without cancellation if we can come up with this number, with the same answer. Without cancellation, we have 6 times 3, that's 18. 11 times 2, that's 22. This is our answer without cancellation, and this can still be divided or can still be simplified. Find a number that you can divide for 18 and 22. So that's 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 22 divided by 2 is 11. So it's just the same answer. But with the help of cancellation, we arrived with the answer in shorter time or less process. For our last example, we have a mixed number 4 and 1/5 divided by 3 over 10. So we need to convert the mixed number first to improper fraction. Again, just multiply it here. Multiply 5 to 4, that is 20 plus 1. So that's 21 over 5. So we just transformed it to improper fraction and divided by 3 over 10. Now we have an improper fraction divided by 3 over 10. And when dividing fraction, we just remember 3 steps. Copy the first fraction, that's 25 over 5. Change the division sign to multiplication, so that's multiply, and flip or reciprocate the second fraction. So 3 over 10 is going to be 10 over 3 now. Now that we have a multiplication operation here, we can apply the cancellation method. So we have 5 and 10 divisible by 5. So divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And for 21 and 3, they are both divisible by 3. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So now just multiply 7 times 2, that's 14. And 1 times 1 is 1. Our answer is 14. Now that you've learned how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions, I will be uploading another video that will involve these operations, and I will also include mixed numbers and improper fractions. If you like this video or if you learned something, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button to keep yourself updated.